Jock Landale blocking everything. Telling these boys, you can't shoot over me. People think just because I'm white, I ain't good at blocking shots and I don't have length. He's pushing Bismack Biyombo to the third center spot. And you guys know I have probably the most popular Jock Landale video on YouTube. I've been a Jock Landale fan since day one. The best, arguably one of the best players before he came to the NBA, like best centers outside of the NBA, and now he came over. He's a guy who can hit three-point shots at a decent clip. He played for the St. Mary Gales in California, okay? And he's a way better defender than people think, okay? And he's proved it tonight. He's proved it throughout the preseason. He can stretch the floor, and and he's actually a decent rebounder. He's a guy who can also play power forward. He's got some size, and there's a reason. Yes, I know the Spurs moved on from him, but it wasn't like the Spurs were sitting there and being like, hey, they did it because they had to include him in the trade. And then you're like, well, the Hawks traded him. Well, the Hawks, they didn't didn't know what they were missing out on. But now Jock Landale, he's a guy that NBA teams are looking what he's doing for the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns are like, Bismack Biyombo is the defense rebounding guy, but he's more of the fourth center arguably, because Dario Saric is small ball. Then you got yourselves our man Jock Landale right here, a guy who's able to stretch the floor, play some drop coverage, okay? Like, he is hella deserving of the primary backup center role. Like, I think it's just kind of disrespectful that people aren't realizing how good of players they are. So, for me, I think I've always loved Jock Landale's game, okay? Like, seriously, have thought it was always a blast to watch. And that is due to the fact that I think when you see our man just play basketball, Jock Landale, he's a guy who, I know he's not elite at one specific trait, but the thing with him is that he can do a little bit of everything. And I think that's the most fun part about it, is his ability to do a bit of everything. And I think it's definitely something we're going to continue to see him do on a regular basis. And I think with them bringing back Dario Saric probably a little bit slow because of his knee injury, they've got themselves a perfect opportunity to have a guy like Jock Landale come in whenever they need to stretch the floor, either put him out there next to our man DeAndre Ayton, or have DeAndre Ayton, whenever he needs a breather and they don't need as much defense, but they want to continue spacing the floor with Cam Johnson, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and, whoever else they put out there on the floor with Jock, probably Cam Johnson, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. And then I guess you would either put like Torrey Craig, or you put Landry Shamet out there to really shoot and space the floor, which I think they would themselves would love to have. And I think it's quite evident that Jock Landale, the reason why they're stoked with him, which is he was a guy that they definitely could have waived, and I don't think anyone would have batted an eye if they had just straight up waived him after acquiring him. But there's a reason why they've kept him, haven't even thought about, giving up on him or anything, is because he's a guy who has an all-around skill set. I'm not saying he's going to be an elite rim protector, an elite defender, an elite offensive player, but he's a guy who can easily come in, give you 7 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, okay, in 20 minutes a night, and give you maybe like a steal or a block every other game, just alternating which one. And while shooting, like 50% from the field and like 34%, 36% from three at an average clip. And he's had some good games last year. He had some good games in the past. And he's a guy who has a skill set that is coveted in the NBA for a reason. And I think he's incredibly fun to watch. Like, no joke, this isn't, I guess I am trying to sell you over on Jock Landale, but there's really no reason. He plays for the Australian national team, and he had a good time with the Australian national team over the summer and in the past, during the Olympics. So for me, when I see him, I think this is a good player that people don't realize going to probably be like one of the better backup centers in the league this coming year. And people are going to be like, how did they just get him for, a pair of crackers, basically? And it's going to be due to the fact that they evaluated him and they got him for nothing. The Hawks sent him over there because they needed to save money on salary cap. So for me, I think that's the best part of all of this, is that they didn't even realize what they just potentially missed out on. And I think that's the best part about all of this, is that the Suns got this guy for basically nothing, okay? And they are about to make people look like fools, Aaron or whatever it's called. I don't even know, but I think Jock Landale, Bismack Biyombo, yeah, he gives you defense and stuff, but the defensive rebounding isn't that much better. Like, with the value that Bismack Biyombo gives you as a backup center, isn't that much better than what Jock Landale can give you as a guy. He's a guy over here just dominating preseason basketball around scrubs, so I won't be surprised if he just continues to do that, and it's, you know, fun as all hell to see him play. I don't know if you guys see my dog right now. Hello, are you a big Jock Landale fan? Are you a Jock Landale fan? Pitbulls love Jock Landale. Thank you for the kisses. Not on the lips, girl. Yeah, see, look at the camera. You a Jock Landale fan? Everyone, Jasmine, Jock Landale fan, right? I got a little blue pity. Who's my baby girl? I love you. I love you. You're such a good girl. Good night, guys.